warm welcome to all my dear little students in grade 4. I hope you're keeping fine. We are going to start our English lesson once again. grade 4 එකේ මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ඔන්න අදත් ටීචර්ත් එක්ක පුතාලගේ ඉංග්‍රීසි පාඩම කරන්නයි අපි ලෑස්ති වෙලා ඉන්නේ. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ලෑස්ති නේද? Now today we are going to do lesson number 4. We have started unit number 8. It's all about playing games. අපි unit number 8 නේද පුතේ? 8 වෙනි unit එක පටන් අරගෙන අද අපි lesson number 4 4වෙනි පාඩමටයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. unit number 8 එකෙන් අපි මොනවද පුතේ කතා කරන්නේ? Playing games. සෙල්ලම් කරනවා මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා නේද? අපි කතා කරන්නේ playing games ගැන. අපි සෙල්ලම් කරනකොට කරන දේවල් ගැනයි අපේ unit 8 එකෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ. Now what are we going to talk about in our lesson number 4? It's all about asking and answering questions. දැන් මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා playing games කියන unit එක ඇතුලේ අද lesson number 4 එකේ අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන විදිය, answer කරන විදිහ, කොහොමද අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ලියන්නේ, ඒ දේවල් මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා කතා කරනවා. Now, I hope you can remember in our earlier lessons, lesson 1, 2, 3, we spoke about so many things. And for our lesson number 4, we have to remember all those things that we have learnt before. අද 4 වෙනි පාඩම වුණාට මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ඔන්න 1 2 3 කියන පාඩම් වල ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් මතකයෙන් තමයි අපි ඉස්සරහට යන්න ඕනේ නේද පුතේ? අපි කලින් ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් අමතක කෙරුවොත් අපිට ඉදිරි පාඩම් කරගන්නකොට ඔන්න ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා නම් එහෙම නෑ නේද පුතේ? ටීචර් උගන්වපු හැමදේම මගේ පුතාලට මතකයි නේ? Right. So now when we do our lesson number 4, you have to remember the lesson that we did on am, is, are. අපි am, is, are කියන වචන තුන පාවිච්චි කරපු විදිහ මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා මතක් කරගන්න ඕනේ අද lesson එකත් කරනකොට. So today we are going to start our lesson in unit number 8, that is lesson number 4, and it is what are you doing? What are you doing? මොකද්ද පුතේ what are you doing කියලා කියන්නේ? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? Now because we are talking about playing games. Now when you play games, we talk about so many action words. අපි පුතේ playing games කියන unit එකේ අපි unit number 8 එකේ දැන් lesson number 4 එකෙන් අපි what are you doing කියලා අහනවා. එතකොට අපි doing words ගැන තමයි ඔන්න lesson එකෙන් අද කතා කරන්නේ. කරන දේවල්. We are talking about actions. Now we are going to learn how to ask a question and then how to answer the question, because it's all about playing games, and we are going to use some action words, and then we are going to use am, is, are that we have already learned, and we are going to continue with our lesson today. So I hope all of you are ready with your pupils book and your activity book, the workbook, and we are going to start our lesson. Keep everything ready with you, and today you are going to listen very well. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා වුණ දැන් අද පාඩමේදී දැන් අපි questions අහන්නනේ යන්නේ. What are you doing කියලා මගේ පුතාලා ටීචර් කියන දේවල් අද හොඳින් ඇහුම්කන් දෙන්න ඕනේ. පුතාලා හොඳින් ඇහුම්කන් දුන්නොත් තමයි පුතාලට මේ lessons ටික කරගෙන යන්න ලේසි වෙන්නේ. So now we are going to start off with our lesson. Come, let's move on to my next slide and we will see what we have to learn. Now in your pupils book, you have this question. What are you doing? මගේ දුවලා පුතාලගේ pupils book එකේ පුතාලා මෙන්න මේ පිටුවට පෙරලා ගත්තාම ඔන්න අපිට තියෙනවා මේ lesson එකේ what are you doing කියන question එක. We have a question. Is this a question? What are you doing? How do you say that it is a question? මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා කොහොමද මේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන බව අඳුරගන්නේ? At the end of the sentence we have the question mark. අපිට තියෙනවා question mark එකක්. What is a question mark? ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයේ ලකුණ නේද පුතේ? අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට when it is a question sentence, we don't keep a full stop, but we use the question mark. Then we know that we have to ask that it is a question sentence, that we have to ask a sentence, ask a question in that sentence. දැන් මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට අපි ඒක උච්චාරණය කරන විදිහ, ඒ හඬ, ඒක අපි පාලනයක් කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි නිකම්ම කතා කරනවා වගේ නෙවෙයිනේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට නේද පුතේ? දැන් අපි මෙතන what are you doing කියන්නේ ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? දැන් අපි ඒක සාමාන්‍ය සෙන්ටන්ස් එකක් විදියට කියනවද? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? එහෙම කියන්නේ නෑනේ අපි. ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? එහෙම කියලා නේද අපි අහන්නේ පුතේ. සිංහලෙන් අපි අහනකොටත් ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? එහෙමනේ අපි අහන්නේ. So in English also you have to ask that question like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? We don't say what are you doing. When it is a question sentence, you have to say it in a very special way where the other person can understand that you're asking a question. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවයි කියලා අනිත් කෙනාට දැනෙන්නේ අපි ඒක අහන විදිහෙන් නේද පුතේ? ඒ ටෝන් එකෙන්, ඒ ශබ්දයෙන්. එතකොට මගේ පුතාලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට ඒ විදිහට තමයි හඬ වෙනස් කරලා පුතාලා ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නේ. අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පොතක් කියවගෙන යන විදියට අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්නේ නෑ පුතේ කතා කරනකොට. We don't when we read a book, it's just we read the sentences. And when it comes to a question, when we ask a question, you have to change your tone and you have to ask it accordingly. So now what is our question today? What are you doing? What are you doing? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, can you look at the example? We have the answer. දැන් පුතාලා ඔන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා. Now, in a lesson, it says ask and answer. So, you have to ask the question and you have to give the answer as well. දුවලා පුතාලම ප්‍රශ්නේ අහන විදිහ ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරේ දෙන විදිහත් මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. So now we already have the question here. අපිට ප්‍රශ්නේ මෙතන දීලා තියෙනවා. What is our question sentence? What are you doing? Now because we are talking about action words, doing words. අපි කරන දේවල්නේ. What are you doing? ඔබ මොනවද කරන්නේ කියලා යහන්නේ පුතේ. එතකොට අපි ඒ action word එකක් ගැන කතා කරන්නේ. ක්‍රියාපදයක්නේ. ඔබ කරන දේ ගැන තමයි ඔබ උත්තර දෙන්න ඕනේ. So now can you look at the example? I am reading a book. I am reading a book. Now, if someone asks you a question, අපි ඔන්න කාගෙන් හරි අහනකොට එක පුද්ගලයෙක් ඉන්නකොට, what are you doing? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? What are you doing? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? Then how do you give the answer? I am. මගෙන් අහන්නේ ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ කියලා. Then you have to say I am reading a book. I am reading a book. So if you are reading a book, you have to say, I am reading a book. If you are listening to music, I am listening to music. If you are singing a song, I am singing a song. I am. Can you remember am is are? So here we have used I am. Right. Now we have we. Now if the question is raised asking what are you doing, from maybe some children, maybe more than one. අපි we කියලා කියන්නේ කාටද පුතේ? ගොඩ දෙනෙකුට නේද? I කියලා කියන්නේ එක පුද්ගලයෙක්, we කියලා කියන්නේ හුඟක් දෙනෙක්. එතකොට අපි කොහොමද කියන්නේ? අපි we කියලා තියෙනකොට මොකද්ද අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ? am, is, are කියන වචන තුනෙන්. We are. We can't say we am. We can't say we is. We have to say we are. Now I know my little girls and boys know how to use these three words am, is, are because we did it in our earlier lessons. So now they have given us the answer. I am reading a book. So now let's see. Maybe I'll choose another color which will show you properly. Now when we have the word we, අපි මොනවද කරන්නේ? එතකොට question එක කොහොමද අහන්නේ පුතේ? ඕගොල්ලෝ මොනවද කරන්නේ කියලානේ නේද? What are you doing කියලා අහනවා. What are you doing කිව්වහම I am reading a book කියලා answer කරනවා. So අපි ගොඩ දෙනෙක් ඉන්න තැනකදී what are you doing? එතකොට ගොඩ දෙනෙක් ඉන්නකොටත් අපිට අහන්න පුළුවන් what are you all doing? What are you all doing? ඕගොල්ලෝ මොකද කරන්නේ? එතකොට කොහොමද අපි කියන්නේ? We are reading books. කොහොමද අපි ලියන්නේ ඒක? are we are reading. Now here you can say we are reading books. දැන් එක්කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයිනේ හුඟ දෙනෙක්. හැබැයි හුඟ දෙනෙකුට හැමෝම තනි තනියම පොත් කියවන්නත් පුළුවන්. එක පොතක් හැම කෙනාම අරගෙන කියවන්නත් පුළුවන්. නේද පුතේ? එක පොතක් දැන් එක්කෙනෙක් කියවනවා, අනිත් අය අහගෙන ඉන්නවා. එකම පොතේ තියෙන දේවල් අපි දැන් මගේ පුතාලා දුවලා යාළුවෝ එකතු වුණාම ඔන්න එක්කෙනෙක් දිග අරගත්තාම වටෙන්ම ඇවිල්ලා ඒ පොත දිහා බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා නේද පුතේ? අපිට එතකොට ආන්සර් එක දෙන්න පුළුවන් විදි දෙකකට. Now here we have to say we are reading. Either you can say books or you can say we are reading a book. So all of you get together and read a book. We are reading a book. We are reading books because it is more than one, not only one but more than one. We are reading books. දැන් මගේ පුතාලට පේනව නේද? I නම් am, we නම් are. I am reading a book. මං එක පොතයිනේ එකවරකට කියවන්නේ. I am reading a book. We are reading books. අපි පොත් කියවනවා. That is the answer. How do you ask the question? What are you doing? ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? I am reading a book. What are you doing? What are you all doing? We are reading books. Next, we have the word he. He කියන්නේ කාටද පුතේ? පිරිමි ළමයෙකුට නේද? He. Now if we ask that person, let's say it's a boy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then he also can say, I am reading a book. But when we write the answer, he is reading a book. It has to be not he am, he are. අපි කොහොමද කියන්නේ පුතේ? එතකොට අපිට he am කියන්න බෑනේ. He is reading a book. He is. You have to use the word is reading a book. He is reading. Maybe you can say books, or else you can say he is reading a book. එක පොතක් කියවනවා. He is reading a book, or you can say he is reading books. පොත් කියවනවා කියන එයා පොත් කියවනවා. ඒකනේ උත්තරේ. මොනවද එයා කරන්නේ? What is he doing? What are you doing? What is he doing? අපි දැන් he කියන වචනේනේ පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුතේ. So you have to ask the question, what is he doing? මොනවද එයා කරන්නේ? He is reading a book, or you can say he is reading books. Then we have the word she. She. අපි she කිව්වහම කාටද පුතේ අපි she කියලා කියන්නේ? ගෑනු ළමයෙක්ට නේද? She. So like he, when we use the word she, you have to use is. She is reading a book or books. Reading a book, or you can say reading books. Then the last answer, they. How can you say that answer? How can you give the answer? What are they doing? මොනවද ඒගොල්ලෝ කරන්නේ? නේද? මොනවද ඒගොල්ලෝ කරන්නේ? What are they doing? They are reading books. We can't say they are reading a book. We will say they are reading books. They are reading books. They are reading books. ගොඩ දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවනේ. They are reading books. Now, don't forget the full stop and the capital letter when you write a sentence. Okay? You have to end the sentence with a full stop and start the sentence with a capital letter. I am reading a book. We are reading books. He is reading a book. She is reading a book. They are reading books. Now, can you see? I will circle the words am, is, are in red. Now, here, see. I am. We are. He is. She is. They are. Okay, that is how we use the words am, is, are, and we ask the question and then we answer the question. So let's move on to our next slide now. Right. Now, can you remember in our first lesson, we had some special words. We used some special words when we spoke about playing games. Walk, run, jump, skip. I hope you can remember. Right. So now we are going to take the word walking and we are going to ask the question and answer the question. I hope you can remember how we ask the question. Let's see how we are going to write it. Ask and answer using am, is, are. Okay. So now here again we have I, we, he, she, they. Okay. Now look at the picture. What are you doing? Now you can see a girl and a boy. What are they doing? ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනවද කරන්නේ පුතේ? They are walking. So when we have the word I blank walking to school. What do you write? When we have the word I, we have to use am. I am walking to school. I am walking to school. We are walking to school. We are walking to school. Now this is the answer. What are you doing? I am walking to school. What are you doing? I'm walking to school. What are they doing? They are walking to school. Right? So when you ask the question, you have to answer like that. He, when we have the word he is walking to school. Everything is the same except for the words am, is, are. She is walking to school. They are walking to school. Okay, so it can be the same answer, but only the words am, is, are being used for the words I, we, he, she, and they. And I hope you can remember we use the word it as well. අපි it කියලා කියනවා නේද පුතේ? අපි සත්තු ගැන කතා කරනකොට ටීචර් කිව්වේ පුතාලට ලේසියෙන් මතක හිටින්න. දැන් අපිට සත්තු දැක්කහම අපි දන්නේ නෑනේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ගැහැණු සතෙක්ද පිරිමි සතෙක්ද කියලා. එතකොට අපි කියන්නේ it. It can hop. It is hopping. It is hopping. අපි කියමු rabbit කෙනෙක් කියලා. It is hopping. It can run fast. The rabbit can run fast කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. It can run fast කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. So we have to use is when we have the word it. Right. Now the second one, running. Now the first action word we had was walking. Now we have the word running. Now look at the picture. What are you doing? Now tell me the answer. I am running. We are running. We can't say we am, okay? He is running. I am running a race. Now can you see? The second boy is trying to pass the first boy and run the race. They are running a race and they are going to win. So I am running a race. We are running a race. He is running a race. She is running a race. They are running a race. They are. Now if we had the word it. Now let's say if two dogs are running, they are running together. So you have to say they are running. It is running. The dog is running. It is running. Okay, right. Let's move on to our next action word. Hopping. Hopping. Can you see? They are playing hopscotch. So how are you going to answer the question? I am hopping. I am. Ask the question, what are you doing? I am hopping. We are hopping. He is hopping. She is hopping. They are hopping. Now here we have the word it. It is hopping. Now it, we can't say he or she, but you have to say it is hopping. Right. Now look at the next picture. Skipping. They have used a skipping rope and both the children are skipping happily. Now, what are you doing? Ask the question. What are you doing? I am skipping. I am. Now the words are here. I am. You can see. I am skipping. We are skipping. He is skipping. She is skipping. They are skipping. All right? Okay. I am skipping. We are skipping. He is skipping. She is skipping. They are skipping. Okay? Right. Next one. Jumping. Look at the little boy. Jumping. Now, how do you ask the question? What are you doing? Tell me the answer. I am jumping up and down. I am jumping up and down. We are jumping up and down. We are jumping up and down. So we have here only one little boy, but if we have so many children jumping up and down, we can say we are jumping up and down. He is jumping up and down. She is jumping up and down. They are jumping up and down. Okay, so the word is jumping and the question is, what are you doing? So you have to say, I am jumping. What are you doing? We are jumping, right? What is he doing? He is jumping. What is she doing? She is jumping. What are they doing? They are jumping. Okay, right. We'll move on to the next one. Catching. What are you doing? I am catching the ball. I am catching the ball. What are you doing? We are catching the ball. We are catching the ball. What is he doing? He is catching the ball. What is she doing? She is catching the ball. What are they doing? They are catching the ball. Now it's very clear to you how to use these words properly and how to answer and how to write the answers for questions. So can you see? Catching the ball. Ball එක අල්ලනවා. Next one. The next word is hitting. බෝලෙට පහර දෙනවා නේද පුතේ? Hitting කියන්නේ ඒකනේ. Hitting. What are you doing? I am hitting the ball. Now you have to say the sentence, the question sentence and the answer after me. What are you doing? We are hitting the ball. We are hitting the ball. What is he doing? He is hitting the ball. What is she doing? She is hitting the ball. What are they doing? They are hitting the ball. They are hitting the ball. So our word is hitting and the question is, what are you doing? What are they doing? What is he doing? What is she doing? Right? You have to use these words and answer the questions. Next one. Throwing. Throwing. මොකද පුතේ throw කරනවා කියන්නේ ball එක අපි විසි කරනවට තමයි throw කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ. So now let's ask the question, what are you doing? I am throwing the ball. What are they doing? What are we doing? We are throwing the ball. We are We are throwing the ball. They are. We are. So we can ask the question, what are they doing? What are you doing? Even when we see a lot of children playing in the ground, maybe the teachers will ask you, what are you doing? So you have to say, either I am throwing the ball, we are throwing the ball, he is throwing the ball, she is throwing the ball, they are throwing the ball. Okay, so the word throwing, and now we know how to ask and answer the question. Next one, the word is bending. I hope you can remember bending. Bend කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ මෙන්න බලන්න මේ විදිහට නැවෙන එකට මගේ පුතාලට මතකයිනේ. අපි කලින් lessons වල ඒ වචන ගැන හොඳින් කියවලා අපි ලස්සනට pictures බලලා ඉගෙන ගත්තා. So now shall we ask the question, what are you doing? I am bending. I am bending. We are bending. He is bending. She is bending. They are bending. Okay, right. So this is how we answer the questions. We ask the questions, what are you doing? What is she doing? What are they doing? What is he doing? Like that, you have to ask the questions and then answer the questions. Now let's move on to our last slide, which we have the word here, kicking. ඔන්න පුතේ කොහොමද අපි kick කරනවා කියන්නේ පයින් ගහනවට නේද? kicking the ball. So now here see, let's ask the question. I, remember the words I, we, he, she and they. Now ask the question, what are you doing? I am kicking the ball. We are kicking the ball. He is kicking the ball. She is kicking the ball. They are kicking the ball. They are kicking the ball. So now it's very, very clear to you how to ask the question, how to answer the question. If it is I am, if it is we are, if it is he or she, you have to use is. If it is they, you have to answer they are. Okay, so now in our lesson number 4, we spoke about the action words that we learned in our previous lessons, and then we learned how to speak, how to say ask the questions, and how to answer the question. So this is a very simple way of using the words am, is, are, and asking the question, what are you doing? Because we are talking about playing. Playing is something that we do, and all these little words like throwing, kicking, walking, running, jumping, skipping, bending, they all belong to the things that we do when we play. So because our unit number 8 is talking about playing games, you have to now in this lesson particularly we learnt about talking, speaking, and asking questions when we play, when we get engaged in sports and games. Then we have to ask the questions, and we have to answer the questions using the words that we have learnt in our previous lessons. So I have come to the end of lesson number 4. That was a very easy lesson, and now you have to practice how to ask a question and how to answer the question, and especially to write a question sentence and to answer a question sentence. When we write a question sentence, at the end, what do? We keep a full stop. When we answer the questions, do we write a full stop once again? නෑ, අපි පුතේ question එකක් අහනකොට තමයි question mark එකක් වාක්‍ය අවසානයේ ලියන්නේ. එතකොට අපි ප්‍රශ්නයකට උත්තරයක් දෙනකොට උත්තරේ ලියනකොට අපි ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථය ලකුණක් ලියනවද? නෑ. අපි එතකොට ලියන්නේ full stop එකක්. So those are the little things that you can remember, that you have to remember when we learn our lessons. So I'm going to finish my lesson today and I'm going to come back with another interesting lesson for you. So that's going to be lesson number 5 and I'm going to come back very soon. So until then, keep practicing and remember everything that I have taught you. Until then, bye.